All right. Ready? All right, well, first of all, I want to thank all of you for coming to Marie's show. Wow, what a great group. Apparently, you either all love Marie really a lot, or you guys have the most pathetic social life, just like me, because it's Saturday night, and here we are at a Pampered Chef party. So thank you all for coming. Let me just find out a little bit about you, and then, we're going to get rocking and rolling. So first of all, have you all been to a Pampered Chef party? All right, nobody's been living under a rock for the last couple of years. You all have been to a party, so good deal. Well, let me tell you how we're going to do this. So first of all, I want to do a little get to know you. I'm just going to introduce you to everybody else, and then what I'd love for you to do is just tell the person next to you and the rest of the group, what's one thing you have from Pampered Chef that if your house was on fire, that you needed to get out before you saved your husband. So let's, and in my case, that would be everything, But anyway, so I'm going to start with you, Gail. What's one thing, what would you tell Linda that you just would have to have? What should she get?
Oh, the deep cover baker.
And what have you made in it?
I have made desserts, cobblers, pork tenderloin in 10 minutes, chicken breast, lasagna.
So you're using the microwave, right?
In the microwave and the oven.
Very good. How many of you with Gail? You have a deep cover baker, you love it. All right, so who doesn't have a deep covered baker? So tonight we're going to be talking to you guys too, and Gail, when I talk about the deep covered baker, you feel free to jump in and tell everybody, okay? All right, Linda, what have you got? What do you have to have?
I would be with Gail, the deep covered baker.
Deep covered baker, okay, good. Jerry, what do you have, honey?
My manual food processor.
Manual food, and what have you used it for?
Salsa.
Salsa.
Egg salad.
Fabulous. Let's all look on page 28. I'm going to show you that manual food processor, and I know you're going to love that. This is what I would do at the beginning. I would remember everybody's name, and they would get to speak about what they like. I used to not do that, but what I'm finding now is my demo's shorter and shorter, so I get rid of a lot of products that I want to talk about anyway. But the key is to get out the catalog and show them in the catalog what it is. Because if they're just kind of rambling and nobody can connect the dots, it's not effective. It's only effective if you use it for selling. So I really love that you all have something from Pampered Chef. I want to thank Marie again. Could you all grab your catalog that I gave you? And on the back of the catalog, if you flip it over, there's my name and phone number. And there's a couple reasons why I'd like you to take the catalog. Number one, if you ever need anything from Pampered Chef, there's my name and phone. I would love to be your consultant if you don't have anybody that you work with all the time. But you know what? I send in orders all the time. This is my full-time work, and if you ever need anything, you can call me. There also are some really great recipes in the catalog. If you're a girl that's just going to take the catalog home and pitch it, then I won't be offended if you let me keep it for my next party. So let's do some paperwork. Somebody hold up the order form. Okay, thank you, Vanna. This is the order form, and if you decide to get something tonight, this is what you'll use to order. But I'd love you to flip it over to the back right now, and what we're going to do is, as I show you products, would you feel free to just jot them down? Anything that catches your eye, jot that down on the back of your order form, because at the end of the party, I'm going to ask each and every one of you, what was one thing that you saw that you sort of kind of liked? I like to know what do my customers like seeing and hearing about, because you know what, I own every product in the catalog. As an executive director, you know what, I get free products twice a year. They're under my bed, they're in my closets, they're in my car. If I kill a deer on the ride home, I can cook it up on the side of the road. Got it all. So you let me know what you like seeing. There's going to be some specials that I'll tell you about throughout the night. So here are the rules of the party. You must sit back and relax. I promise you this party, the demo will last less than an hour. So sit back, relax. If you have to get scooting, as soon as I'm done cooking, if you need to get out, if you've got kids or husband at home and you need to get home, you just let me know. I'll do a full service checkup with each and every one of you. I'll be sitting over here. And if you have kids or husbands at home and you want to be anywhere but there, you know the line. We just tell our husbands the party lasted for 4 hours, like I do, and we can hang out and drink Marie's wine. But, and then the second rule is if you have something and you love it and you use it, you feel free to tell everybody, oh my gosh, I've got that and I love it. If you've got it, Gail, and it's in the box and you never use it, please be quiet. No one cares. Okay? So no, I'm only kidding. If you have problems with products, you let me know, but we have a really awesome warranty. So, Marie, do you want to tell them what we chose to bake?
We're making focaccia bread.
Yes, we are, because that's the only recipe Marie makes. No, but we are going to make a fabulous focaccia bread.
But we're also doing that linguine zucchini with it.
Oh my gosh, the linguine zucchini. So we're gonna make 2 really fabulous recipes. How many of you would agree that you wanna get dinner done in less than 30 minutes? All right, how many of you would agree that 9 ingredients is about your limit of how many ingredients? Because we know we've done studies of how many ingredients a recipe can have to make it easy, and 9 is the limit. People have the attention span of a gnat on speed. It's gotta be quick and easy, right? So we're gonna make quick and easy recipes. How many of you would agree that you have about 6 recipes that you shuffle through for dinner? Like you might have a spaghetti, you might have some Mexican, you might have a meatloaf, and after about 6 ideas, you're completely out of ideas. How many of you struggle trying to figure out what to make for dinner? How many of you ask people, and have you ever asked anybody that you live with, hey, what sounds good for dinner? What do they always say?
All the time.
I don't know, I don't care.
Pizza.
Whatever you want to make. Okay, well, I guess I'll throw together some spaghetti. No, I really don't feel like that. Oh my God, put my eye out. What do you people want? So I'm going to give you some ideas and some recipes to make cooking at home easy and quick. So sit back and relax and let's get started. That's it. I don't do a big talk, but I don't do a whole big talk at the beginning about my story and all of that. I want them to get to know me a little bit before I hit them hard at the end with that. I might throw some things out during the party, but I really don't. Now, there's another whole thought of, you know, this, and that's to do it at the beginning. And if that's comfortable for you, that's A-okay. You can do it however you want. I just choose not to do a whole lot about me. They kind of find out enough during the party, and it's probably too much. So, so that's a show opening. That's how I would do it. Now, I would also include, you know, my favorite way for them to pay. What's our favorite way for them to pay? Credit card. And or debit card, and why? What, honey?
They spend more money.
They spend more money. And not that I want to put everybody in the national debt, but they do tend to spend more money. If they've got to give you cash, that money's just creaking out of their wallet. Like, oh my God. But you want to tell them at the beginning that you take credit and debit, because some direct sales don't encourage it, or the consultant doesn't, because she has to pay a fee. So you want to make sure you tell them that. And then it's also so much easier at checkout, right? If they use a credit or a debit card. So I want to tell them that. And I might honor my past host, but I didn't do everything. But that's kind of what I do at the beginning. And then I'll do my demo, and then we'll do the show closing. All right? Okay, so anyway, our zucchini linguine is done. Wasn't it delicious? I know you're just gonna love this recipe, so you picked a really great one, Marie. So let me just do my wrap up, girls. So first, let's find out, what was one thing that you saw tonight that you sort of kind of like? Can I start with you, girlfriend?
I love the deep covered bacon.
All right, and what are you gonna use it for? If you got it tonight, what are you gonna run home and use it for?
I am going to use it for bread and zucchini linguine and soup.
Perfect. I'm coming to live with you, because I could live on those 3 foods day in and day out. So perfect. How many else said the deep covered baker is on your maybe gotta have it list, right? Okay, honey, what'd you see that you liked? The rock crock. Great. Great. The rock crock is going to be that, along with the deep covered baker. If you got 2 things tonight, or if you chose one of those are the 2 things that I would love for you to go home with, because I know without a shadow of a doubt that they will change your life forever the way you cook. When I sell those to customers and they come back, they say, oh my gosh, just like Gail said, oh my gosh, I use it for this and this and that. Now, let's just say you get those and you still wonder, oh my gosh, how am I going to use these? Then what I'm going to invite you to do, I'll have a sign-up sheet when you check out, but I do cooking classes at my house just on that deep covered baker, and you can come over and hang out at my house for about an hour and a half, and I'll show you 7 recipes in an hour and a half time that you can make. So you let me know if you're in the area locally and you want to come to one of my cooking classes. I'd love to have you come by. And then we go around and do all the, you know, what did you have? Yes?
Do you charge for the cooking class?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. It turns out, though, and that's what I'm going to talk about next, how it works so you can actually make money on it.
Okay.
Let's see, what would I be doing next? Okay, so then everybody would tell me their favorite product. And if it's something that's coming up on special, then I can always weave that in. Like, oh my gosh, the rock crock is going to be 60% off next month. But you know what? Any month you have a party with me, you're going to get things at half price. So let's do our wrap up here then, girls. So first of all, the first way for you to get products will help Marie. I'll love you too, but that would be to purchase anything you want tonight. So when you spend $75, I have all of the knives you're going to get to choose from, so you make sure you let me know which one of these you want. But then I also have another bonus for you, just because you came to the party tonight. When you spend $100, then you can purchase one item out of the catalog at 30% discount, which is my cost. So you get to shop on a consultant's commission for one item after you spend $100. So you go ahead and pick out your smaller things, get your manual food processor, get a knife, get your bowls, and then maybe get your deep covered baker or your rock crock if you'd like at 30% off, and that's one item, and that's a bonus for attending the show tonight. But if you have a huge wish list, which always happens at these parties, right? Didn't you all come in thinking you were going to buy a mini serving spatula, and now you've got all this wish list? Then you know what? I just encourage you to think about having your own party. How many of you have hosted a party before? All right, Karen, who would you have your party with? You. Who? You. No, you did not. Who was that? Who was that other consultant? Yeah, I'm sorry, she's dead. Marna Rush. She passed away. No, sometimes if it's somebody on my team, obviously, I'm not going to do that. But if it's one of you guys are dead, I'm sorry. No, I usually just say no, because it did cause trouble with one of my consultants. Sandy's over there looking like, yeah, that didn't work out so well. But anyway, it's just.
That worked out so well right here.
Yeah, it didn't either, Kate. I'm so sorry, but you do look quite well. No. Usually it's somebody that has, it's usually I don't know, I don't even know who it is. Trust me, that's usually the answer I get. And I say, well, that's great, I'd love to be your consultant, but the dead one is kind of fun once in a while. But anyway, I'd love to have a party with you. And when you decide to have your own party, you know what, it's as simple as getting a handful of friends together, just like Marie did. You'll get to pick out a recipe, and I'm going to do all the rest of the work. So I just really encourage you. It would be the highest compliment to me if you decided to have your own party. I would love to come and cook with you and your friends. So I am offering a bonus for the night of March 28th. I have some gifts over here, and you can pick from this bait pile. You can have anything in the pile you'd like if you can help me on March 28th. Other than that, we're going to have a great party plan for you, and I might show them in the catalog what the party plan is. Most people know what it is, but I might say my average host gets $200 to $300 worth of products. I usually get my bookings. I usually don't have to do a whole lot. We can talk about incentives later. I like to try to just use the host plan as my incentive, if I can, because then I'm not always having to buy bookings, because once you get in the habit of buying bookings, it's hard to get out of buying bookings. We have a great plan. I'm going to offer them a lot of value. You just honor yourself, with our plan, they will book, I promise you. If you have a one date you want to fill, offer them a gift for that. But people fall in the trap of offering a gift for any old booking, and then you never can get out of it. It's really tough. One.
What is in your little party, your booking bag, and then what do you give it to them that night, or is it when they do, when they?
It just depends. If I'm in a group that I'm pretty confident they'll hold the booking, I usually will let them take it that night. All right, so, but then the third option that you have is what I'd like to spend a few more minutes on, and then we'll get to the eating, and that's to tell you about the deal of the day that we offer. So what I'd love you to do is grab the catalog again, and let's flip it over to the back, and I'd like you to show you two bargains that the company offers. So the first bargain, who can tell me that? There's two kits on the back of the catalog. What's the cost of the first kit? $99. And you know what? That deal has over 300 and, how much now? $90? How much? $350. They changed it by 10 to $350 worth of products. And what I want you to look at is look to see what's in that bargain. There's going to be the manual food processor, the simple slicer, and a lot of you told me when we went around that those are two things that you wanted. There's a stone in there. There's the garlic press. There's a batter bowl, a small batter bowl. You know what, kids? The company is not crazy. They put together some of the best products as a try me box for you to see what our company can offer you. And so I also have a $159 deal. That one has over $600 worth of product in it. It's crazy. You'd be crazy not to think about doing this. So those kits are for new consultants. And I know you didn't run in the party tonight thinking, oh my gosh, I hope I can sell Pampered Chef. I've been thinking about it forever. And if you have, that's great. But you know what? 17 years ago I came to a party and never would I have dreamed that I was going to sell Pampered Chef. Not in a million years. But you know what? I really wanted the deal. And a lot of consultants decide, or customers decide, I want that deal too. So have you ever bought Mary Kay, or have you ever bought Avon or anything like that? Those companies rely on a lot of what I call a user consultant. If you love Pampered Chef like you love your crack, you've got to get that at a discount. We live in Michigan. No, if you love Pampered Chef, if you're one of the addicts, I would usually say Pam Tramps, but Belinda's here, so I won't say that. If you're one of those girls that wants Pampered Chef, you should pay full price for it. So you could be one of my first options, which would be a Facebook or a catalog consultant, a user consultant. You get the kit, you get to keep it. We're gonna try it for a month, and you're gonna get a paycheck, and you're gonna decide, oh, I love it, or no, it's not for me. But what have you got to lose? You know, we can do anything for 12 hours, right? I can diet for 12 hours. I mean, after that, it's all over. You know, I could listen to my husband talk on a car trip. 12 hours is my max. That's it. After that, I'm done. But try it for 12 hours, okay? No risk. If you try it, you love it, I will help you. Then I'm also looking for consultants who want to be part-time. Maybe do a party here, party there, once a week. We're always looking for people who want a nice steady income. What could you do with $600 or $700 a month? How could it change your life? If you would leave your house once or twice a week, we could get you that kind of income. That's the second kind of consultant. And the third kind is a career consultant, somebody who thinks, you know what, I'll try it out, but I really think I could do this. And we'd love to have you. A consultant who does 2 nights a week might earn $1,000 to $1,200 a month. But just think of it as this, how many of you work full-time? Who works full-time in this room? Okay, so most of you work a full-time job, and I bet your husbands work too. So I'm going to just tell you that most consultants who join my team work a full-time job. I worked a full-time job when I started. So imagine this, at your full-time job, let's say Ann's working full-time. Ann, if your boss came to you and said, oh my gosh, Ann, if you would stay after work 3 hours once a week, I'm going to give you a $600 bonus at the end of the month. Would you do it?
You betcha.
You bet you would. And a lot of people would. That's the kind of income. It would be the same thing as staying after 3 hours or going to a class. How many of you have ever taken a class? You've taken a pottery class, you bowl. You want to do anything to get out of the house, right? So this is just kind of like doing one of those things. As a matter of fact, it's less obligation than if you joined a bowling league. My God, those people want you. I mean, like, you can't even get a sub. I got to go to the wedding. Nope, you got to come bowling. You're committed. So give Pampered Chef a try. Get one of those deals. So the first step is to figure out which deal do you want, and you can write it right on your order form, deal of the day, tell me which one you want. The second step is we'll figure out, are you thinking about doing Facebook parties and online? Do you want to be a part-time consultant? I'm going to train you, and the best thing is I'm going to come and do your first party. I'm going to help you get started. I'm not going to just sell you a kit and say, now, go sell some Pampered Chef, Patty. I'm going to help you out. And then, of course, I'm looking for managers, too. I have a paycheck from my management pay, but after doing this for a lot of years, there's not been a year I've earned less than $100,000 for the last 4 years. It's been a great ride for me, and I'd love to have you. So if that sounds even a little bit interesting, I've got some things to give you at checkout. But ask your friend next to you, hey, if I started this, would you have a party for me? We need a couple friends. I promise you I'd love to work with you. I hope you'll consider it. So let's get some food, and I'll be over here to check you out and something like that. And that's it. That's how I do it. That's all.